I know God saved me for a reason, but I guess I'm still searching for what that reason is.
Too much blood of Christ.
It's a miracle. You are with child.
Out of all the women in the world, why did he choose me?
How can we trust what's inside you?
Aloha! This is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman. And last night, Sunday of the opening weekend of the new Sydney Sweeney movie, the horror movie, Immaculate. And, well, remember our rating scale, Shaka thumbs up. It's good to see, I recommend it. Shaka thumbs down, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for Sydney Sweeney's, I guess, first traipse into the horror genre, it is overall a Shaka thumbs up. Now, I'd heard a little bit about this movie, just as being the fact that, you know, this was a role that Sydney Sweeney had gotten or had seen much earlier in her life when she was younger, which is hard for me to imagine after watching this movie how it would have been a younger version of her or a younger actress playing, you know, basically a child playing this role. But, you know, I'm kind of glad that, you know, she's doing it older, because, you know, that would have been really uncomfortable watching that. But let me just say, you've seen the trailer. Basically, this turns out to be more of a thriller, psychological thriller / horror movie than your traditional horror movie, which is kind of what I thought watching the trailer. It had that feel. It's like, is this all in her mind? Is she psychotic? Or is, you know, because there's very little supernatural. I mean, there's that jump scare in the trailer that we've all seen, where she's, you know, in the confessional booth. However, I'm not exactly sure that that's what, you know, that was going to be something, you know, say like the Nun, or, you know, or some Omen kind of stuff. Although it easily could have been, but what it looked like to me was that, you know, maybe, you know, I just had the feel that, you know, it would be some type of, you know, what do I want to say, torture kind of, I guess man-made terror is what I was thinking it was going to be, more so than a supernatural terror. Maybe in the guise of a supernatural terror, but then it turns out, you know, that, oh no, it was, you know, really these meddling, you know, Mr. you know, Mr. Johnson, the farmer, terrorizing these nuns, you know, because, you know, he wanted to get back at those meddling kids or something. But no. I digress, and I joke, but only slightly, in the fact that it did not turn out to be a supernatural kind of thriller, but more like I thought of a, you know, a horror movie, but more like I thought of a psychological thriller, a la a little bit of Da Vinci Code / slight touches on an homage to like the Omen slightly. What basically happened, Sydney Sweeney plays pretty much a still young and new nun to the convent. her nunnery, I guess, in the United States closes down, and she is offered a position at this pristine, secluded Italian nunnery, basically caring for, the elderly nuns who have retired, basically, living their old age out, some getting dementia, some, dying, of illness, etc. Yet, this is all that we've seen so far. And what it essentially takes place is that, strange things begin to happen psychologically. It just turns out to be more so very much of the same of what we've seen. She starts seeing things, strangely enough. Things are being more, she starts seeing visions, losing track of time. She sees things. So essentially, as I was saying, Sydney Sweeney, essentially what happens is that she's a new nun sent to Italy, pretty much a novice, to take care of these elderly nuns. And strange events start to occur. Like I said, she loses track of time, starts seeing visions, having nightmares, etc. And then all of a sudden she finds herself pregnant, never having slept or been with a man as per, what dictates the rules for becoming a nun, being chaste. And so thus the priest, the other nuns there, believe it is a miracle that she has been divine through Immaculate Conception, and thus the child is going to become the next savior. And lo and behold, we find out, a little bit of spoilers here, that this has all been orchestrated by the priests there as a means of beginning to increase faith once again, as it has been slacking throughout the decades prior to this. And this is not the first time they have attempted this either, as Sydney Sweeney unfolds this mystery of what has happened to the other young nuns, who she has come to take over for her. As she finds this all out slowly, as it unfolds around her, and the terror that she is unable to leave and forced to stay there to carry this unwanted child of hers, given to her through not divine intervention, but by the priests there in this attempt. And thus turns into a thriller escape. What is she going to do kind of a story. So again, very interesting, thrilling. It could have been done a little bit better and a little bit more tenser, maybe more jump scares, a little more foreboding into the supernatural, but by keeping it very real and grounded, in a way it's even more frightening and terrifying than the boogeyman or the devil impregnating this woman for his evil means. All right, so again, shock a thumbs up for Immaculate. Go ahead and see it at theaters. I believe this will have very long and strong legs on streaming once it hits, but check it out at the movie theaters however and whenever you can. I think it was like third at the box office this weekend, and shows the strength of Sydney Sweeney and her decision to seek out this role that was, that she had missed when she was younger. All right, mahalo and aloha.